What's good? It's your boy Reggie back with Reggie Gaskins' Urban Love Stories. This is part 2 of Meetn Momma entitled Secrets Unveiled. When we last left off, Troy was in a heck of a quandary. Should he tell his fiancée that he goes to strip clubs and that the stripper he's been getting lap dances from every Thursday just happens to be her mom? Or should he say nothing and just hope that she'll never find out and that they can have a nice, normal life? Trey thinks he should tell her. Troy is like, I'm not saying nothing. But as some time goes by, Troy realizes, just like Portia popped up into his life, and she just happens to be the mother of his fiancée, anything could pop up. And if he doesn't say anything, Monica could find out, and that could really be bad for him. So Troy realizes that's it. He's got to tell her. Because if he doesn't, Monica will always look at him as a liar and possibly a cheat. So Troy gets ready to leave the crib to tell Monica the truth. Just as he's leaving, there's a knock at his door. He opens the door, and it's Portia. And Portia just walks right into his house without saying anything, and she says, I got to talk to you. And Troy is like, okay. He closes the door and meets Portia in the kitchen. And Portia asks him, have you said anything to Monica about us? And Troy is like, no, but I'm going to. And Portia's like, no, you're not. And Troy is like, wait a minute. Portia's like, no, you wait a minute. I haven't had a relationship with my daughter in almost 15 years. And I am not going to let you destroy what little time she and I have left to have a functioning relationship because you want to tell her the truth about you and I. And Troy is like, first of all, telling her the truth is the right thing to do. Secondly, you may not know this about your daughter, but she hates liars. If I say nothing to her and then she finds out, she looks at me as a liar and our relationship is destroyed. And Portia's like, don't you realize that if you say anything to her, my relationship with her is destroyed? I don't have one with her now, and I need her, Troy. I have not had my daughter in my life in 15 years, and I need my daughter. So I am begging you, please don't say anything. And Troy's like, I can appreciate your position, but you got to understand, if we tell her the truth, we have a chance. And Portia's like, no, we don't. Troy is like, the truth will set us free. It's a biblical principle. Portia's like, do you really think that telling her the truth, that the image of me sitting on your lap, giving you pleasure is not going to cross her mind on your honeymoon? That she's not going to ask you about that and ask you, how did it feel and do you still long for it? And then ultimately she's like, she can't deal with the mental trauma of knowing that her mother was sitting on the lap of her husband. Do you really think that's not going to cross her mind, Troy? And Troy thinks for a minute. And Portia's like, yes. We can't say anything to her. Ever. And Troy is like, I don't get it. You're 40 years old. Why are you stripping anyway? And Portia's like, don't judge me. You come to a strip club every Thursday. And Troy's like, yeah, but I'm 26. You're 40. Portia looks at him. She says, okay. I strip because I'm a nymphomaniac. And Troy is like, what? She's like, yes. I love sex. And I've slept with a lot of men in my life, and I don't want to do it anymore. But I have this ridiculous need for male attention physically. And Troy's like, why don't you just go see a doctor or a psychiatrist or something? And Portia's like, don't you think I did that? A psychiatrist just made me feel like I was more crazy than what I am, and I'm not crazy. And this is helping me. I haven't slept with a man in almost 9 months. And if you tell my daughter what I do, she will put 2 and 2 together and figure everything out. And Troy's like, figure everything out? What are you talking about? Then it hits him. He's like, wait a minute. You threw away pictures of her dad, which caused y'all to have dissension in your relationship. And you love sex. You don't know who her dad is, do you? And Portia's like, no. Now, do you think on top of everything else, she doesn't know who her dad is? She can't be proud of her mom because she's a stripper. And further, her mom has been giving lap dances to her future husband. Give my daughter a chance to have a sense of normalcy in her life. Don't say anything. Don't take that away from her. And Troy's like, but she's going to see me as a liar. Portia's like, I'm just asking you to give her some normalcy in her life and to give me a chance to have a relationship with her. Portia looks at him and she walks out. Troy stands there not knowing what to do. So, What would you do? Do you think that Troy should respect the wishes of his fiance's mother and not say anything and give them a chance to have a true relationship and risk being found out later and being looked at by his wife as nothing but a liar and a sexual deviant? Or should he tell the truth so that his wife can look at him and say, at least you were truthful? But he jeopardized the relationship between her and her mother. I don't know. I want to know what you think. Write to me. Let me know what you think. This is Reggie Gaskins' Urban Love Stories. Holla at your boy.